Yeah, good evening, everyone. Welcome to everyone. So today, first of all, like as Therin, thank you for the introduction. So I'm Rahul Soni, and I'm from EVA Technologies, and we are into this domain of e-mobility charging infrastructure since 2017. So I'll just sharing my screen. We'll just go through some of the basics of skills and development related activities. Just a minute. Okay, so I'm just sharing. Just let me know once my screen is visible. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible now.
Okay, just a minute. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Again, once again. So today is going to be a very, very important topic for all of us. I just wanted to understand like what is the audience like. I believe we are from very different backgrounds. Maybe from some of you from uh, management studies, some of you maybe from engineering background, and some of you maybe from diploma background, and some of you must be maybe working in some companies too, and here you just want to enhance your skills. So yeah, some of you from IT background also. Thank you. So, what we have to study here is and understand here is like, as we know, like whenever there is a new industry comes in India, so it touches every segment or it touches every sector in the industries. For example, like we will be talking about EV, and even before this, so we had industry age, and after that we had information age. So everything like knowledge, skills, everything is being touched by most of the sectors. So now let's talk about EV domain and EV maybe charging and all that. So this is one of, as you can see on the screen, this is one of the charging station in Delhi, which we are running and operating and um, operating mainly and maintaining. So this you can see it has the whole ecosystem for EV and e-mobility. Whole ecosystem I mean is we have EV here, we have chargers on the backside, and we have this whole station. So this includes, so all we can see from this slide is we have a lot of opportunities in electric vehicle domain. Like we can go for charging, we can go for panel development, we can go for, because somebody has to reach to these stations and locate these stations. So then the IT and software companies will also come into picture. So let me just switch to next slide. Okay, it's just a minute. Okay, so first I will just introduce our company. I'll just try to open my camera. Just a minute. Okay, I hope I'm visible as well. So I'll just talk about the company. So we are alumni, IIT Delhi alumni company, and we were associated in Electropreneur Park, which is one of the earliest and first hardware incubator in India, supported by MIT, Ministry of Information and Technology, Government of India. We are still based in New Delhi. After that, we got into acceleration program which where you after 2 to 3 years you have to expand, then you join such programs. So that is from FITT IIT Delhi. And after that, we during this journey we have developed AC chargers, DC chargers, softwares, and we have been trying to energize the electric vehicles running on the road. And we have deployed more than 3,500 EV chargers on our name, and even again the similar number of EV chargers on other names also. We are located in 20 plus states, and we have in-house designing, prototyping, and R&D capabilities. We are very good in hands-on in after-sales services also. Yeah, so you can see we have developed the 13 plus variant chargers. We are present in 20 states, and we have good support in across the India. So these are our services in very detail. So on your left side, you can see we have product like EV charger, EV AC and its components in-house designed. So we have AC charger, DC charger up to 240 kilowatt, and starting from 3.3 kilowatt, and slow chargers, fast chargers, applicable for each type of EV, like from two-wheeler, three-wheeler, buses, trucks, and four-wheelers. So these are the things, and we have supplied OCPP control cards also. We have NABL ARAI certifications as well. Second part of our job is to provide EVSE infrastructure services, like we do maintenance, we do AMCs, we do servicing, and we do installation commissioning of the EV charging stations as well. Third part is like we have software development and consultancy vertical as well, in which we develop a mobile application. We do server maintenance. We deploy. We provide solutions as SaaS, like solution software as a service thing. So as you can see, like EV, the whole EV domain has five components in it. Like one is EV user, second is mainly the stakeholders, second is the EV electric vehicle, third is the powertrain domain, like driving the power from your grid and all that, and fourth is mainly the EV charging stations, and fifth is the software. So you can see the software, charging stations, and the chargers, all these three we are providing. So you can see like in one company there are so many opportunities. You can see from this one single slide that you have the mechanical students, they have an opportunity for designing these hardwares, like the prototypes and the mechanical things, and the electrical, they have the wiring and all that, wiring and planning the power systems of the EV chargers, and electronics, they have the making the electronic system and control unit system of the EV chargers. And for the software, for the front end, back end, they can do the protocol, they can do the front end of the mobile application, and then the back end of the server. And then for the IT diploma holder, we have a requirement of we can see where we have an opportunity for EV charging stations operations and maintenance. Just allow me 1 minute. I'll be just back. Yeah, I hope there is no noise now. I live nearby airport, so there is a noise for the from the plane. Okay, so moving to the next slide. It is taking some time to move to the next slide. Just a minute. Yeah. So as I have mentioned about our company and what we are doing since 2017, so now let's get back to the main topic, like why we have joined this webinar or why we are here. So let us first understand, we'll go little slow. Let us first understand why uh, EVs are booming in India. Like why there is a buzz, why there are courses coming up, why there are so much. It is becoming a hot topic, and it is not just like you have not even started. Like we are again saying that EV electric mobility is in just a nascent stage. So many IPOs are coming, like Servotech was already there, Exicom Tele, Smart, and Ather, Ola. Those are the companies who are coming in IPOs also, which means a lot of investment from foreign and Indian is coming in this sector. Correct. So it is becoming a mobility revolution, not just a trend. It's a mobility revolution. What does that mean is like it is revolutionizing the whole industry, automobile industry. You must be seeing that earlier the Tata, they had made Nexon EV, the very first electric vehicle they made, not for like passenger segment. The first they made was Tata Tigor EV, but like the huge demand that was mainly for one like WESL tender. Later, they have made it. So the target given to the engineers was you have to make the whole car, EV car in 1.5 years. So there is a complete documentary on National Geography you can watch. So that is where like we have a very less time, and it is moving at a very fast growing. Like you can see, India is the fastest growing major EV market globally. Why? Because so much of talent is there in India. We all know that like so many opportunities are there in India for that, and it's a huge market. Like you can see, mainly two wheelers. Like penetration of two wheeler is huge. Like in even 2024, you can see like more than 2 millions or like around 2 million units were sold for two wheelers, three wheelers, and e-autos, because these are very cost effective. We'll just see in the next slide. And three wheeler and two wheeler, they are just leading, because for four wheeler it is on the higher side. But as you must be seeing, um, on the road, like last maybe 1 year or 2 year, there are so many EVs and so many operational, majorly the operational businesses are switching from commercial, like traditional IC engine vehicle to the electric vehicle, because it saves the cost. So we'll see it in the next slide. And the future projection, which is very important for all of us, is that India could become fourth largest EV car manufacturer by 2030. So we can see like a huge potential. So why? Like we understood why there is a trend, or why it is electric wave is there. Now let us see what's fueling India's EV boom. Like why? Like where it is coming from. So why do we need to focus, or why we are shifting our focus from IC engine vehicle type of vehicle to the electric vehicle type of vehicle? So we can see like we need a cleaner environment. So EV offers zero tailpipe emissions, helping combat city pollution and creating quieter, healthier urban spaces. So you must be seeing like one of the example, I had visited Ranthambore for a safari. So we have a startup in IIT Delhi itself. So what they do is they retrofit electric, they convert the old jeeps or gypsies into electric. So we traveled, or we visited the jungle area in that electric vehicle. So we could feel like there was no noise from that vehicle. Why I am giving this example is in jungle areas, just a minute. Yeah. So in mainly jungle areas, you can see that the lot of noise we need to reduce. So that is why EVs are being, bringing in the India in a lot of numbers. So second option is like why it is what's fueling India's EV boom is cost saving. So you can see from this statement, EV revolution running cost is as low as 52 paisa per kilometer compared to 2 plus kilometer or 3 kilometer, 4 rupees per kilometer, 5 rupees per kilometer for petrol, not for two wheeler mainly, but it is for two wheeler for this, but in for cars also, for three wheelers also, it is high and huge. Energy security reduces dependence on imported uh, crude oil, strengthening India's energy independence. So we know that we are very good energy or electricity producer, although the grid is not very stable. But yes, we have a huge land. Even the Indian government is very much promoting and investing in solar, right? So in that case, you can see will be generating a lot of energy or a lot of electricity, which will be used from the solar panels to these EVs. So we don't need to. We know that all the oil, crude oil comes from other countries, which makes us dependent on them. So again, this is a good strategic push we need to do. Government is also pushing with lot of policies like PM E-Drive, FAME2, PLI schemes. So I will just explain a little bit about all these schemes. So PM E-Drive scheme is basically for CPOs and all that who are installing the charging station. So it is a very good 80% discount on EV charging for installation on public charging station. FAME 2 is mainly for electric two-wheeler. If you must have bought an EV two-wheeler or three-wheeler or four-wheeler earlier, so you must have observed and you must have get benefited from this FAME 2, which is a 1.5 lakh of subsidy for four-wheeler, 30-40,000 of subsidy for two-wheeler, like that. And for PLI scheme, it is mainly for the manufacturers. So those who want to set up factories. So government is giving them subsidies, giving them land on very low price, mainly in Haryana, in Tamil Nadu, in Kerala, in different states, in Gujarat, which wherever it is possible. So we can say like EV adoption and local manufacturing is promoting. So that is a role of the government. So we can say like from the cost it is happening, from the environment it is happening, energy security is there, government push is also there. So last comes is local innovation. So we can see a lot of Indian companies, including us, we are coming up with, because it is very new to India. Like new, why I'm calling it new again? It is like from last 2 to 3 years. We can see like we have the data also. So we can see like last 2 to 3 years, it is coming as a boom in EV. Although we were working since like 2017, even Ether is working since 2012. Even first EV came in India was in 2000. But like last 2 to 3 years is booming. That is, we call it as a boom. Like it's exploding, and even in future it will explode like an exponential growth. So we can see now, let's unlocking your potential. EV career pathways for every background. So my focus for today's webinar is like how each and every um, segment or sector of education, technical, non-technical, engineering, non-engineering, management, can take benefit and should focus on EV as an industry. Okay, so we can see like overall sales for EV it was more than 2 million uh, in fiscal year, like financial year 24-25, with 15 to 17 percent year on year growth, which means it is increasing at that pace. So, but we are expecting that the EV sales will surge to 40%, like from 15 to 17, then 17 to 40. You can see like it's an exponential growth, right? And so these stats says like it shows that we have an area for careers open to everyone, like engineers, management graduates, diploma, ITI holder, postgraduate researchers, like that. So the EV evolution is inclusive. Your skill are needed to power India's future mobility, right? So we all have skills, and all the skills are required to push EV future mobility. Why? Because it is moving at a very faster rate, and all other countries are also seeing India as a very potential manufacturing hub for future. So, uh, what like little we are going to learn from today's webinar on this. So we have tailored opportunities. Careers are aligned with your background, whether you are from engineering, management, ITI, or research. And essential skills, we will see hands-on knowledge like battery tech, vehicle diagnostics, charging systems, project management, data analysis in high demand. So you can see like these are the high demand skills. We will see like what are the high demand skills we have for each sector or segment. And then real world impact, like what is the real world impact that I will discuss with you. And Indian companies like Motors, Ola, Electric, Ather Energy. So these are applying the skills in manufacturing, charging, smart fleet management every day. And then nation building. So first comes first. So what I will do is I will just go through all the sectors, and I will tell three things in each sector, and I will discuss in detail for each background, like what are the key job roles, what are the skill in demand, and what are your impact, like if you belong to this segment. But I wanted to understand like if we can segregate or if we can categorize, like before moving to from this, let's go back and let's categorize how many of you from mechanical, can you just going once more back, can you see yourself in these four categories or three categories? Mainly I'm focusing on top three categories. So you can even type in your chat box, and I will just have an idea how many of us from which background, so that I will focus on that background very detailed. Like if you can simply write, if you are from mechanical, then you can say ME, electrical, EE, electronics, ECE, like that. I will have an idea. So I will, uh, talk about that more, and we will have a very detailed question answers. Okay, mechanical management, BTech in EE, automobile, great. Okay, ECE, mechanical, automobile, electrical, BCA, which means IT, okay, electronics, IT, Abhijit, battery management, okay, any of the engineering, okay, EC, mechanical. So mainly you all are falling in these four categories, correct? As I can see, diploma plus BTech in mechanical, very good. Okay, electrical, mechanical. I wanted this feedback, although I had a good intention or like intuition that you must be from these background only. But yes, I have covered mainly these background in detail. So let's first talk about mechanical engineering, because most of them are, or most of you are from mechanical and electrical, I can see. So let's see. Uh, what we as a mechanical engineer have to do, or what job roles we are going to perform in this EV segment or EV mobility. Okay, e-mobility. So we know that EV design, what does that mean? You will be designing an electric vehicle from maybe from scratch, or you may be designing the chassis, or you may be designing mainly the components where we are going to place battery, where we are going to place the motor, where we are going to place the seat, and all that. Because in why it different from we know that the engine is there mainly in the bonnet or bonnet side, right? But in this case, the motor is not there, it is in the differential. In electric vehicle, it is in the differential. Yeah, for the fitment, it is being it is being connected in the uh, towards the bonnet area only. Now we do not have a fuel storage here. You will be designing, you have to learn, and you have to, your role will be to design where the battery will be fitting. So it is mainly fitting under the seats, where which is not the case in the fuel pumps. So we need a connector also, as we have a fuel inlet, so we have a connector for charging. Correct. So again, now because this is for battery is very very sensitive for the with the temperature, so you need to understand the thermal systems also, which leads the role as a thermal systems engineer. And where we are going to apply this in case of EV. So in case of EV, the battery thermal management, how you are going to cool the battery, and it may be through the liquid cooling system, it may be through the mechanical point of view, like you have to give some heat sinks, you have to give the dimensions of the battery in such a way that it exhibits, or it leaves the heat, or like completes the heat in that way. Then the most important thing is the manufacturing process engineering. So this is I'm talking with respect to the EV right now. Then I will relate it with the EV charging infrastructure also. Okay, because I belong to that EV charging infrastructure. So here I'm writing the EV domain, and I will be discussing on the EV charging. So for that, I did not need to write. So for manufacturing process engineer, so as a manufacturing process engineer, what you will be doing is you will be uh, making the process simpler, even easier for the manufacturing like hub or the factories. As you can, as I have told you, the PLI schemes are coming up, so there will be a lot of factories which are going to open in India in coming future. So those factories will need the manufacturing process engineer. So in that way you can dwell your career in being from mechanical engineering, you can dwell your career in that way. Again, for the battery pack designer, so as a battery pack designer, you will be designing the dimensions, you will be selecting the material, whether it is aluminum or alloy material. So you need to study the material, you need to study the dimensions, you need to study all the mechanical related tests, like nail penetration test, you need to see impact test, Newton joules, like energy impact test, heat impact test. All those tests you need to understand and study and then design. So what is the skill required in this case? So mainly the CAD and the simulation, and then lightweight material selection. So you have to work on the material, and then you have to work on the simulation part. These are the skills you need to see. Third is what is the impact is you shape the foundation of India's EV, and your designs determine how safe, efficient, and durable these vehicles are on road. So the foundation of EVs is like design only. Okay, so the design which you are going to make in this segment, that is only going to help the safety. You have to understand the safety concerns. You have to understand the efficiency of the vehicle and the speeds also, because on the road, Indian road conditions, you must be knowing it is not very good, but yeah, it is improving, but not good in mainly cities. Yeah, highways it is improving a lot, but yeah. So you have to understand the Indian roads and make and design those, because in engineering we expect you to be the designers, right? And then you have to ensure the EV perform in real world Indian conditions, from extreme heat to high altitude cold. Your thermal solutions keep EVs reliable. So the best and the recent best example, there are two examples I have from industry, which is again the leading companies. One is like launched Mahindra X9E. and Tata is going to launch, or I think it is there in the market. It is under testing also. They are coming up with a lot of commercials for testing results. So Harrier EV. So Harrier EV, you just see it has four-wheel drivetrain. It has you can go on the inside the water up to like gate. There is a test going on that. It has a lot of, and for the Mahindra you can see such a beautiful car, such a beauty on road. Even the other countries designers also seeing in towards India, like what a design it is. And for and durable also, you can see like earlier when the IC engine was there, so there it was a very limited scope because you had to work on the mechanical aspect of the car. You have to think by adding features, you have to think for the engine, you have to think for the cylinders oiling and all that. But in case of EV it is not there, because we have a motor, we have a powertrain, we have a motor controller and battery. So lot of innovations are coming in the design segment. And third impact is you scale India's EV manufacturing, which means like faster drive process and safer, more efficient and active EV production. So second, I'm moving to, and mainly design is something for EV charging also. We have a very big requirement because all the EV chargers are going to be installed on in the public area under the heat, under the sun, and with the demand of rapid or fast and charging is coming up. So do the power rating of the charger is increasing. Okay, demand in power rating is increasing, and the demand in power rating is increasing. Hence, the thermal management and the heating effect has is increasing. Like you have to be very thermal efficient in EV chargers. So now let's move to electrical engineering. I hope like I could give some good insights on mechanical engineering. If yes, you can type yes from mechanical engineering backgrounds. And if you have doubts, we can definitely take it in like in just near future in few minutes. So now coming back to electrical engineering. So we have for the electrical engineering, we have role for powertrain engineer, we have charging system designer, and we have wire harness designer, energy storage system designer engineer. Okay, so all these roles. Now I will focus on electrical engineering students, although other students or other team also can refer to these slides. Why? Because EV as an industry, you will not be working standalone or isolated way. You will if you are in maybe IT background, then you will be needing to interact with the mechanical team, or maybe the mechanical team will need to interact with the electrical engineering team. So it is completely now, it is not like we have a dedicated mechanical team as it was there in earlier cases, and they do not interact with the electrical team so much. So now we have to understand all the aspects. Electrical engineering should think on the form factor of the devices they are going to make or engineer, and mechanical they have to work on the thermal aspect of the electrical. So it is complete package I'm explaining. So for the powertrain engineer, the main role is like how the motor system will be there. What is the wiring? Wiring. I will just talk the third point. So what is the power rating of the motor controller? What is the power rating of the motor? What is how the power is being delivered from battery to motor? What are the fail-safe systems? All these come under the powertrain engineer. As a powertrain engineer, then you have to work on the auxiliary electronics of the EV as well. Like you need to see how many components, like maybe now the connecting cars are coming. So I will discuss with that in next slide. So now for the charging systems designer, we have an onboard charger in EV, and we have a board charger in which are outside EV. So for onboard charger, charging, we have BMW, Audi, they have 22 kilowatt of power, which means a huge or big power is sitting in your car. All right. So the very big power is sitting in cars. You have to design the system very risk to the EV driver who is working or who is driving, and you have to learn all the standards, the charging systems in the powertrain. So you need to understand and work. So these are the skills. These are not the skills, or these are the job roles you will be working on. That wire harness engineer, two three wheeler, mainly for harness is like if you open any two wheeler like Ather, Ola, you see a lot of wire are coming. So those roles will be by the electrical engineering only. And then there is a concept of battery energy storage system. So there also you work on the power side. So skills in demand are like high voltage safety, powered electronics design. So you need to work on the DC rectifiers. You need to work on the power electronics of the systems. And high voltage safety is like because all the batteries, all the charging is happening at a three phase, and it is happening mainly on the three phase and at a higher voltage of 180 volt to 700 volt. Even for the buses, it is going to 1100 volt also for the energy system, not in India, but outside I'm talking about. So there is a huge demand. Like EV is there in across the world. It is not just a country specific, industry. It is a worldwide specific. So if you make any of the product or if you work any of the company, a lot of coming in India now, the outside companies like other foreign companies. So they will need you guys for these with these skills to play these kind of roles. So impact, what you are going to make an impact here, you India's road, your power systems bring energy to the charge, then power battery, then from battery to motor controller to the motor, and enable nationwide charging network. So power electronics or electrical engineering mainly will be focusing on the EV charging infrastructure network. So we have a huge, demand or EV charging infrastructure, and power electronics, like electrical engineering, they are very good fit in that. Now you have built energy independent in which means EV energy use and charging, you reduce dependency on imported fuel. So by designing the systems like from hydropower, maybe for wind power, or maybe from um, el- like solar power, like that. So you have to design those systems. So these are the impacts. So in the next slide, I will be covering two uh, engineering together because they are sort of interrelated. Just a minute. Yeah. So these two, like, electronics and computer science, are mainly interlinked. So I'm covering both of them in single slide. And we can see for the electronics engineering, we have battery management system is the brain of battery, and we have embedded development system, which is mainly for your EV charging, and mainly for in EV also it is there. We have embedded systems there, so we can control, like electronics engineering can design and do the firmware for maybe for firstly for battery, for the charging, and thirdly for the auxiliary board, ADAS, connected cars, And that third is like control systems engineering. As an engineer, control system engineer means like whole control systems will be designed by under this category. And sensor integration specialist, because there are so many sensors in an EV, and in an EV actually, like voltage sensors, another network. Okay, so for the computer science engineering, the main job roles are like EV software developer, telematics engineer, cybersecurity analyst, AI ML specialist for smart charging. So these are the job roles. Okay. So as an EV software developer, as I have mentioned like earlier, so we also develop softwares. So we have a requirement for front end developer, back end developer, protocol understanding, implementation, APIs implementation for the payment gateways, for the protocol for different CMSs, different mobile application, Android application. So it's a huge demand and huge demand in computer science engineering for EV and domain. Now, as we are having a connecting cars, we can see. So for the connecting cars, we know that it is completely it is mainly for this. All the sensor data is being sent to the backend software, and the backend software do all the algorithm and implements on the cloud basis. So cloud and security is very important. Cybersecurity is very important. So you guys can understand and learn that thing for the computer science. And then with the skills which are in demand is like IoT, cloud connectivity, cybersecurity, Python, C++ programming, and all that. So you guys must be studying this and knowing that. So like for the electrical computer science, I hope I have covered uh, some of your job roles and impact and skills in demand. If yes, so please say yes or no. Then we'll move to the next, which is completely different domain. I will come back to the electronic section as you are asking in some time. Again, like once we will be having Q&A session. So do we have some diploma holders and ITI holders? Okay, so as we can see here, very nice. Understood. Yeah. So for the diploma holders, you will not be working mainly on the designing segment for just who want jobs just right after the diploma. So mainly you for like right after diploma and upgrading the skills with using DIYguru platform. So you can work on as EV assembly technician. You can work as a charging station installer, which is in huge demand because you must be seeing more than 80,000, 90,000 charging stations are coming in future in India. So all those stations will require the installers also, right? So you can learn a good and hands-on on the EV charging station installation, and then you can do the installation, and it is going to be in huge demand. It's a very good skill. Like, and even for the home also, we have a very good requirement for installation, commissioning, and servicing. So these are the three segment what I feel that for ITI and diploma holders. So battery pack assembler, EV service and maintenance technician. So this is like going to be very huge opportunity for diploma and ITI holder. Even we are conducting one of the course along with Mercedes R&D India, Terry School, and IIT Delhi. So there we already had some ITI holders and diploma holders, and those students are learning how to do the CPO technician. As a CPO technician, the role will be for the CPO technician. So they will be learning how to diagnose the fault, how to do the predictive analysis, how to do the installation, and do the server management and all that. So EV service and maintenance technician. So I believe this is very exciting for me. Like this is a for the very first time after a long time, I would say, so many jobs are going to create for diploma and ITI holders. So high demand skills, as you can see, a lot of skills are there: electrical wiring, safety, battery swapping and servicing, so vehicle diagnostics, charger installation and management, mainly maintenance. So management also comes after sales services and all that. Your impact is you are the essential hands building, maintaining, scaling India's EV infrastructure. So you'll be mainly maintaining, servicing, and scaling the infrastructure. And diploma and ITI professionals are backbone of India's electric mobility revolution. So mainly, if diploma and ITI professionals uh, do their job correctly. So once the things are designed, they are installed, so they have to be running also. So for to make it, running successfully, the maintenance is very required. So now I hope I have covered good points on for this ITI and diploma. So if you have any doubts, you can keep writing, and we will just move to the next segment, which is also one of the very important segment. So this is mainly for the management graduates, which are there for the BBA and postgraduates like MBA, all that. So we can see like driving strategy, operations, market growth in EV companies. So we have very vast roles in this, like as a product manager for EV solutions, supply chain manager for EV components, sales and marketing manager for like management role is very much inclined with this industry because mainly for the in this industry it is not just it's not just for engineering background students, and it is mainly for also for management students also, like sales and marketing manager, project manager, charging infrastructure rollout, policy and compliance coordinator. So these are the key and critical EV business roles. So some other I will just tell. Suppose like if we have in our company we have a requirement, or we have a requirement for marketing team, we have a requirement for finance team, we have a requirement for like e mainly for even the insurance companies also coming up with this idea to have EV segment, because for earlier like the insurance company, they knew everything about the IC engine vehicles, so what is going to be the loss for them and profit for them. Similarly for EV also, in the as it is in the nascent stage, so it is going to be a huge huge demand. So demand skills are like strategic planning, market analysis, supply chain optimization, customer relationship management, CRM, and EV policy and regulatory understanding. So, because in any company, when you are going to pitch a product, and mainly EV policy and regulatory understanding is very much important, and company relationship is important for every industry. But for EV background, so you need to have some different skills. Even you can visit any showroom, so they have a different. Now people like now the big companies are separate. They are separating their EV domain or EV segment in a completely new company. Correct. So that is how it is happening. And now, on the next, the impact is you lead the strategies that expand EV adoption across India, enabling smooth operations. You ensure efficient supply chains, timely project execution, and strong customer engagement. Shaping policy and business models. Mainly, the business model is very much important. So you influence how EVs are sold, deployed, and supported through innovative policies and market-driven approaches. So these are the roles for the management. I believe I have covered most of the technical backgrounds, and so now I want to spend a lot of time in interacting, and we can have a question answer session one by one. So Swaraj Sharma, what are the opportunities for mechanical engineering in EV? What are the different job roles in mechanical design for EVs? So as I have mentioned on the mechanical slide, I'll just go back. I think this query came before I switched to that slide, or I displayed that slide. Just go to the chat also. So mainly the job opportunities you have for mechanical engineering in EVs are like the battery design. Okay, the battery design you can do, chassis design you can do, and you can do the charging stations also. Like there is a onboard charger also there, so you can do the onboard charger designing as well. So these are the design roles or design jobs. So thermal management, as I have mentioned, that thermal management job is also there. So these are mainly focusing on the design and there for the mechanical. So skills I have as mentioned like SolidWorks, CAD, ANSYS. So ANSYS is very important. Siemens also is there. GT suite is also there. These are the skill sets or softwares you need to see. Okay. I shall I move to the next? So second is like Tilak Savan. I'm a student of DIY. Okay, so I think this is not related. Yeah, I'm interested in AI and hardware embedded. So need to focus on electrical domain for electronic mechanic and EV domain. What need to focus? I think for the like AI like AI hardware and embedded, where you need to focus is to upgrade the skills on your battery management systems, on your EV charger management systems, mainly charging systems, like all the peripherals you need to work upon a very in-depth understanding of the protocol like SPI, and mainly for uh, I2C, SPI, and you need to understand to integrate the sensors, mainly the sensors which are there in the market, which are there going to be used for the EVs and EV charging stations, and you need to control the systems like power modules, HMI modules, communication modules. These are the systems you need to control on. Can the battery be placed away from the seat because the battery below the seat might be dangerous, although many companies are following it? Yes, so Raj ji, you have said it very rightly. It is dangerous, yet it is challenging because the battery, as you can see, is coming in a cuboidal shape. So in case of cuboidal shape, it's a lengthy battery because we need to have a space on the which we call as a boot space we need. So you need to put your luggage in that. So we do not have the space there. Again, in the bonnet also you have a lot of things placed there. So you cannot place your battery even there. And so that was the very optimized location found by the engineers like mechanical engineers and all that, who did research and found the optimized place. And but the challenge again is a safety, thermal, and all that. So safety is very much critical. That is why even in China, you can see there are self-extinguishing batteries are being made, which means if any fire happens, so it directly extinguish like all the like extinguisher will be enabled, and no fire will come outside. And the cells, another big challenge for the cells is its explosion. So the cells which are being used are can only cannot explode in the car because those cells are not being used. Very high density cells are not being used in that case, and the mechanical design and the environment is being made in such a way that it is very efficient. So dangerous, yes, but not very dangerous because of the engineering thing. Pranay, I worked with MNC Octillion Power System. They provide battery pack to the Tata and Suzuki also. This battery, China sends and auto battery are on the SML battery. No role in the development. Yeah, currently because of the safety, Pranay ji, India is not, see, we are not, working in a domain where we have lost the train. So a lot of things need to come. And you are absolutely correct. A lot of things are happening as an assembly of batteries. Cells are coming from China. Most of the designs are not being mainly for Tata and Suzuki. Big brands are not taking risk in that way because they have good name in the country, but in the industry also. But lot of the startups like Ultraviolet, Aether, they are doing everything in India. And yeah, China provide their own BMS. They do not take risk. They do not because it's a very important compatibility. Matlab, if anything goes wrong, so they will not take the warranty or guarantee. So this is the most important segment. Even you must have heard earlier, there is a refinery observed in Jammu and Kashmir, mainly in Jammu area, where we have found lithium. So people will be extracting that lithium. Maybe it will be very useful for the lithium batteries. Second thing is, which I wanted to, tell is, lot of recycling is going to happen where the engineering will be required. Understood? So lot of once the recycling is there, so you need to have very good engineering in that case. Just a minute, I just. So anything else you need to discuss, Pranay ji or Mr. Pranay? I'll move to the next query. Aryan Aryan Shukla. Okay, what's your opinion on solid state batteries? Are they commercially viable in next 5 to 7 years? Commercially, yes, not very viable because even currently in India, the virgin NMC cells are not viable. People are using as like I was discussing with Pranay. So they are bringing cells from China to reduce the cost because India is a very cost sensitive market. So costing of any battery solution is very much important. We are currently trying to, work towards low cost solution, rather most efficient solution, and rather long term solutions. But yes, maybe in defense, maybe in vehicles like planes, and drones were very critical, and the where we can invest a good amount, they will use it, but not at a very higher scale. That is what I feel, because the cost is going to drive the technology. Suppose if I tell you, you can buy a 50 lakh car with solid state battery as an example. I'm not giving you the right exact number as an example. And similarly, you have a car, same chassis, same brand, but at a rate of 25 lakh. So I believe initially anyone would not anyone would prefer the 25 lakh car, because nobody knows the future, because right. So even currently in lithium also, if they are buying electric, so they are thinking, what after 8 years, what after warranty goes, uh, what after warranty ends. So that those solutions we need to find in next 5 to 7 years. Maybe after 20 years, 10 years, we will move to another solution, and that can be solid state, that can be something different. How do electric vehicles contribute to reducing? So, as you have asked, how do electric vehicles contribute reducing carbon emission compared to traditional vehicles, especially in a country like India? So, first of all, currently the combustion of fuel like petrol, diesel creates pollution, right? Which creates carbon footprints and emits carbon dioxide a lot. But if you use EV, so you do not have any emission of carbon from that particular vehicle. But that car is being charged from the grid, which is a gray energy source. So there are two type of energy sources. One is gray energy source. Second is green energy source. So green energy means you are taking energy from solar, you are taking energy from wind, hydro, like that, where there is no carbon emission as such is required. Even in hydro also, there are some plants where we use, we boil the water, and that steam rotates the turbine. So there is a still a carbon emission in that case, but with time it is reducing. And so that is the reason we are reducing the carbon emission per kilometer. But a lot of things need to be done in future by the engineering uh, students and by the technology R&D. I hope I have given the answer. What is the main job role of AI ML specialist in EV industry? So AI ML, we all know that they mainly works on the data and learn the systems, and mainly revert or get back to the customer or the user with the proper answers. So the role is going to be mainly focusing on the working with the data from existing EV journey, and giving the feedback to run a very efficient and tailor-made systems for user. For example, I run my EV for like 15 kilometers reaching my office and back 15 kilometers to my home. Someone else may need a 200-kilometer run up and down. Some other may need 100 kilometer. Some other may need to run during night time. Some may need during daytime. So if you collect the data and you make a digital twin of that data of that EV with a particular, have driving habits of the EV user, then you can give a very efficient solution, because just a minute, because it is an electric vehicle controlled by all electronics and control systems. So you have a very, for the EV you have a very better control through the control systems. So in case of IC, engine, it was not there, because you have to have apply brakes for the hydraulics, although there are many electronic or automated vehicles where you have automated transmission, where you have a lot of electronics are there. But in electric vehicle, pure electronics, no mechanical is required. In terms of powertrain, yeah, motor is there, wheels are there, chassis is there, like that. So you can, give the input to the user that you are driving in this pattern, and you do the all the cloud computing. And if you even if you record all everyday data and you send it to you store it in the vehicle, and once it goes to the service, there also you can use AI and ML. The service team can give instructions and can actually do the onboard analysis regarding the vehicle, regarding the charging stations, public charging stations, like that. And even for the charging behavior also, the AI ML can help the user to do it in an efficient way. For the driving pattern also can tell the in the efficient way. Even the charging stations which are already there, correct? So if the charging stations which are already there, so there you can understand. Okay, just a minute. I think I have got the repeated questions. How to electric will contribute? Okay, I have answered this. Pranay, you have asked twice. Okay, I have answered this question. This is similar. Sir, which companies hire freshers from electrical and electronic engineering? I mean EV design roles. So you can see, for big companies, you need to work for 1 year, okay, 1 or 2 year minimum. But for startups, they hire freshers. They teach you and they train you very well. And why to go as a fresher? You join a very good course. Like, I would suggest, you join a course, industry course, like this, like one from maybe DIYguru, and you join that. And after joining that, you have an experience once, and then if apart from your academics, if you have experience and job role, understanding from the industry, because they have good, um, you get a good exposure, correct? And once you are in touch with them, you can explore make a good network. And companies, like mainly startups, are hiring freshers, because big industries, they have a standard process of hiring. They do campus placement, and you can go with them. Companies like Servotech, Static, eFill, EVI, even us, we do hire freshers. We have hired 2 to 3 freshers last year. So yes, these are the mainly the companies. I have no, till now here. Okay, it's related to me. I am a EVI, EV Club Data Mobile. My question: thermal emissions handled in how is thermal management handled in EVs, especially for battery packs and motors? So, see, the thermal management handled in two ways. One is, I'm answering Anurag Kumar. I hope you are here. I think many people are leaving also. So I'll just see. Yeah, Anurag has left. So again, like, I will explain this thing for others. So he has asked how is thermal management handled in EVs, especially for battery packs and motors. So thermal management is handles in two ways. One is the material, from the material perspective, and second is the operational perspective. So for the material perspective, it is like you select the material in that way, you choose the coolant in that way, you make the design in such a way that all the thermal management happens in a very good way. Now, during the operations, you take the data, very fast data from the sensors, which are like NTCs, which are there in the batteries. You make a thermal modeling of each cells, because you cannot place like 60 70 ntcs in the battery. But yes, you can place 2 to 3 to 5 sensors in battery, and then you do a modeling of the cells, and you, once the temperature goes above the threshold, then you cut off the battery, you derate the battery, you decrease the delivering current, like that. To establish charging station, how it managed, how the established charging station across the India and how to manage it. So there is a software called as charging management software. Sanjana, I'll just check if it is. Yeah. So Sanjana is here. So it is mainly using the charging management systems. Okay. So there is a charge point management system where you have a software running on your laptop, maybe online also. Uh, Through that, you can get the feedback from the charger through cloud, through communication interface. And after that, you can control also. You can reset, you can send messages, you can do a lot of things. So that is how it is managed through that software. And establish is like a government is pushing, they are providing the land, even the hotels, malls, different locations. You provide locations, and then these chargers, based on the requirement and demand at that location, it is being installed. Avishkar, I am from electrical background. I want to develop my career in BMS engineering. Which software should I learn and what I do? Electrical, okay. BMS, okay. I want to develop my career in BMS. Understood. So just a minute. Yeah, Avishkar Kumar, Tumbekar. Um, Study the basics of BMS and software. See, you need to understand, you need to device, need on Google also, and mainly battery management softwares as well. So we have an embedded kit where you can learn the battery management software using that embedded kit. You can take the course and buy it from DIYguru business. Very important points. Okay, it must have come through some chat. Good evening, sir. I'm diploma holder in electrical, what actually should I learn basics and everything? So yes, for the diploma holder, as I have mentioned, there's a huge opportunity which I had discussed during the session, and I hope it is clear. If not, I'll just repeat it. So for just a minute. Yeah, for the diploma holder, you can learn the assembling of the charger. You can learn the assembling of the EV. You can become an assembler or assembly technician. This is the first thing which helps in the production. Second, you can do the installation and commissioning. That is the second thing. And third is the after sales. Like you visit the stations, you repair the product, and you come back. That is the third thing you can do. So these are the huge opportunity, I would say. How to join EV industry as in the for undergraduate? Yeah, so yes, there are internship opportunities. You can connect uh, through DIY Guru. They are also promoting, they are also providing internship opportunities. I would suggest you to join that, and later you can connect with us. We can also have an internship program based in Delhi, and we do run internship program as well. So it's currently will be my embedded roles skills path. Also describe how MATLAB Simulink and IoT users in the field. Oh, nice. So, BMS and embedded role is very much in, systems. Like my team is completely based on embedded systems. So what they do is they do the firmware and hardware engineering. for maybe BMS for charger controllers. So what you can do is learn from the basics of embedded. Like you can start with ARM controller. You can do a good course through DIYguru on embedded systems, and you can buy that kit and start your hands-on. You start with your basic peripherals, which is SPI, I2C, UART, GPIOs, ADCs, and different protocols. And then once you learn all that, then you start working on a system. Like you integrate your UART with your SPI, with different sensors. You work on that, and then you work on a system like BMS, battery management system. So there is a fundamental battery management system where you can learn and understand that thing. Okay, so that is how you can work on that. Take a good course and start working. So the huge opportunity, there is a lack of talent in embedded in industry, I would say. We are doing Primanshu Patel. I'll just see, first of all, I'll just see Vaibhav is there. Yeah, Vaibhav is here. Primanshu. Yeah. So, Primanshu, battery waste is so currently also again a huge opportunity for battery recycling. So people are recycling the battery, like they are actually extracting. There is a company called as Batax, again an IT Delhi startup, who are extracting battery materials from the used battery, like from MG, Tata, and all, and Mahindra. They are giving their used batteries to them. They are extracting the material and they are reusing it. So recycling is happening for the battery waste, and it will also happen like that. Second, the EV battery after a DOD, which is a demand on discharge of around 80%, can be utilized for solar applications. So huge batteries after reconfigurations. So battery energy storage systems are being made in such a way that those batteries can be used. The same EV battery can be used for the solar systems as well. So two options. One is recycling the complete battery. Second is reusing it, recycle and reuse. Those are the two options we are focusing as in India. We are focusing on that. Sapna, okay. So I'll just see. Yeah. So Sapna is here. So for electrical students, MATLAB software is used for job options in EV design and best job for electrical students in EV domain. Correct. MATLAB is very helpful. Even I think Vaibhav also asked the same thing. So MATLAB is very useful, but you need to have a very good hands-on. It is not just your basic, tool. You have to have a very dedicated time spent on your MATLAB. So then only you can utilize the MATLAB in a better way. Most of the colleges, most of the courses cover MATLAB with their student license. So yes, it is there, and you can also utilize MATLAB in that ways. Even the simulation tools are very much required for the engineering students. If you learn the simulation tools like say, GT Suite I mentioned, and SAYS for mechanical, SolidWorks, not SolidWorks for simulation, even once one software is also there for PCB simulations are also there for EMC EMI simulations. Altair, yes, that is there. So, hello, sir, I'm a club okay, okay, computer science student. Yeah, very nice. So, for computer science, as I have mentioned, like you should focus on your role for front end, back end development, algorithms development, flow diagrams, and computing, cloud computing, AWS as a DevOps, all that. So, that is going to help for you. How to expand EV and charging stations in hilly areas. Climbing on slopes requires more power. Yeah, so even we are, I'm just introducing. We have got a good big tender for in Himachal, where we have to install 22 charging stations in Himachal. So the challenge there is, which you have just mentioned. Uh, so there mainly it will be focusing. Uh, it will be mainly focusing on the power from the solar, the power from the hydro, the local power which is already there, and so EV is expanding, and the best part is with the battery size and the motor size and the weight, the EV can climb the good EV. The coming up EVs are climbing on the hilly areas, not very slopey, but yes, good slopes they are traveling. Even in Himachal also, it's a good slopey terrain. So there we have Hyundai EV and BYD EV. They are going. So EV has good, pickup. So it is even better than IC engine, which I had experience with IC engines. You do not have very good pickup because you have to put a neutral, then you have an acceleration, clutch, and all that. So in EV, it is not there because it works as an automated transmission. So it helps. It is better. It is even better on hilly areas. To internship as a student. Yeah, you can do, Tilakji. You can do an internship for sure after your course completed. Mm, Dana, okay, nice, good company. BTech, okay, great. Definitely. We can connect later also, Primanshu, and you are going in the right way, right path. And as a PCB design and embedded design, there is a lot of opportunity and there is a lack of talent in India, which I have seen. Good. There are innovative technologies. EVIT is working on electrical engineers should watch out for what qualities. So we, as an EVIT technologies, we are working on innovation towards um, providing the solution for the end user on the basis of the usability, because rest of the things are already there in the market since 2000. Like it's a old technology. Second innovation, we are working on the software to provide a very seamless experience for the user. It is important for the user experiences. Most of the innovations are happening in the battery side, mainly for the thermal and all that, and on the higher power chargers. So there we are not currently working. And qualities in the fresher is we look good qualities, like they have a good hands-on on the concept. They should have a good hands-on on the concept. They should have a good understanding of the basics, fundamentals. Once the fundamentals and basics are clear in the mind of the student, then next the more concepts can be understood. Problem solving skills has to be there, good communication skills, so that the person can communicate with the the senior or the colleague in a very good way, in a very simple way, because most of the problem is like that only. These are the skills that are lacked. Sorry, Nishant Trivedi. Yeah, so Nishant is here. So I'm Nishant Trivedi, first year AIML branch of Technocrats Institute. Okay, great. Questions are, how will the convergence of EV and autonomous vehicle technologies can change car ownership and mobility economics over next few coming years? Okay, AIML, got it. And so will the convergence of EV and so see the car ownership mainly, what is going to happen in the future for the mobility economics. Suppose we have a driverless car. Okay, so driverless car, I'm giving you an example. You must also have heard it. I have a car. Okay, current today at the today's scenario, I have to own my car to drive it from my home to my office. From that time which I have reached the office, my car is parked in my office parking, and once I'm home, my car is parked in my car parking. Now, let us take another example. When I do not buy any car, I have a subscription model of my car where I subscribe that I buy, I need my car at around maybe 8 a.m. in the morning, and I drop the car at, or it drops me at my location at 8:30. So from 8:30 to maybe 5 or 4:30, my car is free. So it can go to pick someone else. And the algorithm can be made in such a way that you don't need to buy any car. You will just need to work on the unit economics of the renting or subscriptions of the car, where because you do not need any driver cost in that. And EVs are very good, opportunities, having very good opportunities in converting into automotive or autonomous vehicle technologies. So I hope you are getting my point. Here you are buying a car of like maybe 10 lakh, 15 lakh, and you have to do a maintenance also. There maybe you can, for daily basis, you can reduce the cost to half, and you don't need any driver also in future. In many countries it is happening like this only. And in you do not have to drive the car, you do not have to maintain the car will reach at your place at the right time, and it will drop you at the right time. It will again come back, maybe other car can come back to pick you, and some other car can come back to pick you from your home on the next day. So it is going to be like this. But yeah, in India, maybe some smart cities, some very controlled environment cities can do a simulation or can do a pilot run for this. But a lot of time is required. But yes, from engineering point of view, it's a huge scope. Maybe not in India for coming future, but for other countries, it is going to be for AI and ML. To what extent the EV is becoming software defined, and how does it shift the after? Yeah. So EVs are mainly becoming software defined vehicles only, and there are a lot of vehicles which are coming with autonomous and software, where even if you see latest Mahindra BE6, where BE6, where you can see there is a complete processor being provided in the EV, which is like very new. Earlier, we had a processor in computers. Then we had a processor in laptops. Now we had a processor in mobile. Now we're coming up with the processor in the cars. So you can see it is completely shifting in that domain. So very much. And the cyber security again, when it is connected, the cybersecurity aspect is very much there in EVs, because anyone can attack with a cyber, and you can through a cyber attack can happen to your vehicle, and which can lead to unwanted charging, unwanted discharging, control your vehicle. So most of the research institutes are working in this domain. What is the main job role in AI for AML? So, as I have mentioned, you can work on the algorithms, processing units. You can mainly work on your software side thing, where you can do a route planning for the EV user who is going from Delhi to Mumbai, maybe. So, software in that case, you will be having a lot of AI. And then in latest cars, where you have a driving pattern, where you have to efficiently use the battery, where you have to do the autonomous vehicle. So in that all that case, AI ML is going to be so the role, exact role, I cannot define because it is not my domain. But I have just giving you the gist of the AI ML specialist, because the same role for any industry of AI ML will be used for this domain also, but in the different way. Like for the EV, you can work on the making the digital twin and servicing of the EV can be done in a very better way. And for driving patterns, as I have mentioned, for predictive fault analysis and all that, these can be done. Charging EV through charging station commercial is same as diesel. No. What is the future of charge? So the charging time is higher at this current scenario. Second, charging price is lower than your diesel and your second is petrol. For example, if I have to, if I have a Nexon and I have a Nexon EV, so Nexon running 300 kilometers can take me around 2,400 or 2,500 rupees based talking about Delhi scenario. And same goes with EV, can take up to charge up to 600 rupees to run the 300 kilometers. For future of charging station is charging stations will be placed in very denser area. Grid will be very stable. Charging station can give you power, can take power from vehicles also, and can give to the grid. For example, if you charge your vehicle from your home where the tariff is lower, and you go to your office and you have a nearby charging station, so bidirectional chargers can work in a way that your battery can be used. For example, you can sell your energies from your vehicle to the grid and can earn money also. So that can be done through charging stations. Charging stations will be more towards AC in future because to save the batteries, but for the public stations on the grid side, that will be mainly for the higher power like 240 kilowatt, 500 kilowatt, 1 megawatt chargers will be there. Charging time will be reduced based on the battery chemistry, battery engineering, and charging technology. Mainly, wireless charging will be coming where you do not need to plug in your charging gun. Like these are the future of the charging station. Commercially, it is going to be very viable once you have a good network. Tosif Khan, which one is more efficient in terms of power and speed, hybrid or fully EV? Hybrid is efficient in both the terms currently, but some of the EVs are doing better than hybrid. So yeah, Vinayji, you can talk to DIY Guru with for that. They will connect you to good EV companies where you can do the internship. So Tehrin, I believe I have answered all the queries in last 40 minutes.
Yes, so thank you, Rahul, sir, for such an insightful session. And we hope our attendees found today's session valuable and inspiring. And if you need any guidance about internship, EV programs, anything, please, I have dropped the link in the chat box. Please book a session with our programming head. He will guide you according to that. And for more upcoming sessions and workshop, stay tuned with us through our DIY Guru EV communities, which is displaying on the screen. Join that EV community, scan the QR code or take a screenshot of that and just join the community. In that, we'll be providing the EV news related to that and our workshop webinars. So yeah, see you all in the next webinar. Till then, thank you and good night.